Hello, my name is Ivy, and I'm a psychology major here at UTEP. And today I want to talk about the relationship between money and happiness. Does having more money equal being happier? Now, first I want to talk about a study that was introduced in 2012 and that was later replicated in 2016. In that study, they offered people money for doing a delightful or pleasurable activity, such as doing a puzzle or listening to music. And they were trying to see if that person would be happier because they were given money. And what they found was a person that was offered money in the beginning of doing an activity, they were not as happy doing the activity. Because they were offered money. Now, somebody that was not offered money in the beginning, they found that the activity was pleasurable and they liked doing it, and that no money was involved in that. The next study here, it was conducted in 2011, and it was trying to determine if they could find out if somebody was happy based on the amount of income that they have or the amount of money that they have. And what they found was somebody that has more income or has more money, they have a nice house and they have a nice car, but they were not able to predict if that person was actually happy because they had the money. Lastly, here we have in 2011, they were actually did a study to find out if somebody was happy buying something for somebody else or if they were happy buying it for themselves. And what they found was somebody was happy giving money to charity and was unhappy if they were paying a bill. So they were happier giving something to somebody else versus actually keeping it or giving it and benefiting from it themselves. My hypothesis is that the more money you have, the happier you are. So as you have more money, your happiness grows as well. I administered a survey to try to find and collect data to test my hypothesis. And in that, I actually did a survey with 6 of my peers, and 1 of them were male, 5 of them were female. I also interviewed 1 person, and this was to collect the data, so that way I could test my hypothesis. Now, what I found interesting in the survey that I had conducted was I had asked a question. When I hear the word money, I get excited. 66% of my participants, they agreed that when you hear the word money, it makes you excited. It makes them excited. And 33% of my participants said they didn't agree with that. They felt that spending time with family, spending time with friends, made them happy. That made them happier than it would have if they actually had money. The next thing here was I asked in my survey, would you feel happiest if your purchase would you feel happiest with your purchase if you had to earn the money yourself more than if somebody had bought it for you? The female participants in the survey said that they would feel happier having bought the item themselves because they know that they had worked hard for it. They would feel prideful of it. They would be happier because that was something that they could see in that their hard work that they had produced. The male participant stated that he didn't feel that having bought the item himself would make him happy, more so if somebody had given it to him, because he likes gifts, and who doesn't like receiving gifts? So he felt that having something given to him by somebody else would make him happier. Now, I want to talk about the person that I interviewed in correlation to money and happiness. So I asked her a question, and the question was, does having more money equal being happy? If you could tell me a time in your life that money equaled happiness, what would that be? She told me that her husband was in the military and he was gone a lot. So because he wasn't home, she was lonely. And so she would spend money to fill the void in her life. And so when her husband was gone, she would spend money, and that made her happy. So in that instant, money equaled happiness to her. I asked her, now, how do you feel about money? Would you say that the same feeling then of having spent the money, is this the feeling that you have now towards money? And she said, absolutely not, because money doesn't equal happiness to her anymore because she doesn't have anybody to spend it with. Unfortunately, her husband passed away recently, so she has nobody to spend the money on. So in this instant, money does not equal happiness to her. Now, the limitation that I have here that I can say is the biggest limitation is going to be the bias. The limitation for personal and cultural bias, I feel like if we could expand the diverse population, we could actually get a better finding for if money equals happiness. By doing this, you're going to expand the sample size to 100 El Paso residents. That's going to be a better representation of the population. And that's what I have here for this presentation. I do want to thank you for watching.